So Roly listened to a piece of my music called Pure Heart, and he found a song in the bridge of Lev Tahor, and he turned this fragment into a sacred structure that fills BJ in so many shuls all over the world during Shema Kolenu. And now we bring it full circle to a text which is one of his core guiding principles.
Hello. Vasya and Daphne, thank you for the most perfect way to begin an evening that honors our wonderful Roly. Hello, my name is Eileen Rosenthal, and I happen to be the president of the Board of Trustees of the Neidatron. I could not be more delighted than I am at this moment to welcome all of you and to appreciate all that you've done to help us establish this most remarkable evening. But before we get into it, I would like to call out one individual who's not Roly. I would like to call out Ed Brill. Ed, where are you? So now Ed has sponsored the Mickey Levin concert series for years. We're almost at about 20 extraordinary musical events for this congregation, and Ed has sponsored this evening tonight as well. So I would like us all to give him a big round of support, of generosity, and love. So 3 years ago, when the congregation was nice enough to bestow this honor on me, I had a feeling that I might be standing here at this moment. I had a sense, maybe, because we're almost the same age, so I thought maybe that would be. And what I want to say, and I think I speak on behalf of Suzanne and Leah and the whole board, I can't even express what a privilege it has been to travel through these 3 years with you and with Felicia, and to prepare us for this immense, immense transition. So I just want to acknowledge that it's been really big. Let's see, sorry. So Roly, over the past year, we've had a lot of opportunities to hear many beautiful stories about you. I know you don't like that so much, but beautiful stories about you. How you've shown up during life's most impossibly difficult moments. How you have gotten to know our kids and then gotten to know our kids as they've become teens. I think Amelia once referred to you as Roly Ravioli. It's true. You've mentored us from the Bima as well, just giving us ways to think about this changing, crazy world through your own unique brand of Torah. And of course, you've mentored and inspired many, many groups of young religious leaders, Jewish leaders, who owe you a debt of gratitude, I am sure. So I thought if we took all the words that everybody has here about Roly and how he's impacted their life, and we lined them up one after the other, I am sure that this would stretch around the world. So, down to a little business. At our bicentennial parlor meetings this spring, Roly shared with us his deepest hope that BJ would have the resources to protect and preserve this building, and also that we would have the resources to invest in the future of the people who are here now and the people who come after us. And he said this without any hesitation, that it was his wish that this effort would close the chapter of his beautiful 40 years at BJ. And I really believe that we are on the way, and it's been amazing. So now, after all Roly has given to us, it's our turn to return the love to you. To answer that call, we've assembled this remarkable group of bicentennial committee members led by our charming yet tenacious Karen Adler. Where's Karen? Kol hakavod. The committee, of course, included Roly and Felicia as the driving forces, plus the brain trust of Judith Stern, John Ruskay, Paula Kramer-Weifs, Orion Gitzig-Schwartz, along with board leaders Suzanne Schechter, Leah, what's your last name? Leah Silver, and me. What's my name? And me. And we were all guided, of course, as you heard, many of you have heard from Lisa Adler. Where is Lisa? Lisa Adler is our Director of Advancement, who kept us all on task, hand in hand with Steve Melzer, who made sure we didn't make any really big mistakes. So thanks to everybody. And what did we do? So we had this committee. It took us a while to get going. What should we do? How much should it be? What do we really need? So we set out with this audacious goal, $40 million, to meet not just the poetry of 40 years of Roly, but $40 million to meet the real needs of this congregation. $20 million for the critical needs of this building that, I'm sorry, we cannot defer them any longer. The facade is going to be $4 million. The boiler's $1 million. And these are not sexy things, but they're things that we need to protect and preserve so we can continue to enjoy this beautiful space. And $20 million for our endowment. So why both of these things at the same time? While we meet the urgent needs of the building, we have to continue to invest in the people and the programs and the prayer and the learning and the music that really have defined our congregation. So tonight, I am here to thank everyone in this room and many beyond this room who've given so generously in support of this vision. Today, as of today, we have already raised $24.5 million of the 40. That means $12.9 million in cash gifts for the capital campaign to support this building, and almost $7 million in legacy commitments for our endowment. It's extraordinary. I should also mention that we have had the extraordinary blessing of a very dedicated donor who's created along the way a variety of different match opportunities that have really helped us meet this goal. And this donor actually understands what it means to sort of run an operation. And what the donor has matched is if we raise money for the building, the donor will help us raise money, will allocate her gifts to the operation of BJ. I'm stammering because I want to tell you that between now and the end of June, this donor has agreed to match every dollar with a dollar. So for anybody here who has not yet given their gift, and anybody here who is so inspired by this evening who would like to give more, your dollar will be matched 1-for-1 by this very generous donor. I want to close by saying this is really not only about money. It sounds like it's about money, but it's not. It's about ensuring that BJ ensures it will be here for all of us and for the people who come. It's about sustaining the communities that make BJ BJ, our Aviv 20s and 30s, our family life and learning group that is here every week, just overflowing with joy. All the components of our congregation are super important, like I know people who have recently become empty nesters and need support. I know people who are new grandparents, and that's a whole new phase of life. BJ needs to be here for all of us now and in the future. In particular, the funds that we raise are going to fuel our rabbis and our educators and our program leaders, because they are going to take what they have learned, the foundation of what they've learned from Roly and what they've experienced under Roly's leadership, into the future for all of us. So thank you. I am humbled by your generosity, I'm inspired by your commitment, and I'm deeply grateful to every one of you who has helped honor Roly's hopes for the future of BJ. Thank you.
That was beautiful. So I walked through these doors in 1999. We were talking about it in the back room. And it was exactly the month that I released my first Pharaoh's Daughter album. And this place changed me. It made me who I am. I was here for 14 years. Every Shabbos, every Friday night, and this community held my joy and held my tears, and it was a deep place of growth. It's just by coincidence that in 4 hours, this Pharaoh's Daughter's 6th album is going to release.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it, but a little birdie told me that you really love Shir HaShirim. And it's all songs from Shir HaShirim. And this one's in Spanish, and this one is So For You, and it has I Am My Beloved, and My Beloved Is Mine in it. De noche lo quiero para mí, para mí, para mí. En mi cama, pero no está, no está aquí. De noche lo quiero para mí, para mí, para mí. En mi cama, pero no está. Rise up, my beloved. This one I wrote downstairs, waiting for services to begin when I came early. This is from here. קומי לך רעייתי, קומי לך יפתי, קומי לך רעייתי, קומי לך יפתי, כי הנה הסתיו עבר הניצנים עברו בארץ, איתר אמיר הגיע וקול התור נשמע בארצנו.
Basa Schechter, Daphne Moore. Good evening. It's my honor to invite to the stage some good friends. Rabbi Ariel Lekach Rosenberg, Yair Arel, all the way from Israel, from Yerushalayim. Rabbi Uri Kreuzer, also all the way from Yerushalayim. Rabbi Roly Matalon.
It is incredibly moving to be here on this special evening. Rabbi Elazar Zikri, the 16th century author of Yedid Nefesh, wrote, "Ki derech hachoshek leshorer." Such is the way of the lover to sing. Shabbat, which we call Chemdat Hayamim, the most beloved of days, is woven with song from the moment it begins until it ends. 15 years ago, God sent Roly into my life. Ever since we met, whenever Roly is in Jerusalem, he joins us for Shabbat. But Roly is much more than a guest. He is my soul brother, my Yedid Nefesh. He is part of what we call our chosen family. When Roly is with us, our brother Yair and his family join us, and our Shabbat is filled with songs, piyutim, and nigunim from many traditions. Together, they express the deep bond of our chavura and our shared love of Shabbat. The piyutim and the nigunim we are about to sing now belong to Friday evening Shabbat meal. We will begin with Azamer Bishvachim. I will sing in praise, sung to a Chabad melody. This is the first of 3 Shabbat piyutim written by Rabbi Yitzchak Luria Ha'ari HaKadosh, who lived in Safed in the 16th century. Next comes Kol Mekadesh Shvi'i, all who sanctify the 7th day. Written about 1,000 years ago, this piyut celebrates the beauty and holiness of Shabbat. We will sing it just as my father did, in a recitative style known in Yiddish as Zogn. The nigun that follows is a unique melody that my late grandfather, Rabbi Israel Dov Odesser, a Breslov Chosid, learned from his teacher, Reb Sul Karduner, while they were walking up from the tomb of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in Meron to Safed in the early 20th century. My grandfather would sing this melody after every piyut on Shabbat. As you sing these melodies with us, you may feel yourself stepping directly into the heart of Shabbat.
נזמין לשתה בפתור החדתה ובהמנת תרתה ונערה
בכלה בעלה וביסוד הדילה יביד נחלה קטיש קטישים צבחים הפקטים בתהילים ושביתים ורמן פין חדתים ורוחים נפשים חדוס הגייתה ועל חדשרתה לאור הלילה ובינתי בגו כל העלמין ברמתיק יומין הלא בתיש בתישין יהא רב הקאמן דתישרי על העם דאיתנה קדישמה בלתיקים ודובשין הסדר לרומא בנתה דיסקימה ושול המנה סבודה מקדש בי קראוי לו כל שומר שבת כדת מחללו שכרו במאות על פי פולו ישלח עלינו וישתדלו אוהבי אדוני המחכים בבניין ארי בשבת שישו ושמחו כי מקבלי מתנה חלייך גם שרידיכם קודש ואמרו להם ברוך אדוני ישמע ונוחה לעמו ישראל. עזור לשובתים בשבי בחריש ובקציר עולמים בוזים בו צייה קטנה סועדים בו לברך שלוש פעמים צדקתם תציר כאור שבעת הימים אדוני וישראל אהבה.
So I'm not going to be the first one, and probably not the last one, to say that this is a very meaningful evening. You agree? It was so natural to come here. 2 alarms while we were on the airport, waiting to go on the aircraft. But we were sure that we will, in the end, get up there and come here and to be here with you. So I think around 20 years ago, our paths, Roly and I, met. Through this, I think we share many things. But we also share something that this place also is really deeply has been working for many, many years, is this search for meaningful prayer. I think that brought us, we came together through that, and the connection also to here is very natural. So the song we're about to sing now is, we can say, in something also that's practiced here, and it's quite rare to practice. I have a synagogue that practices hachana letfilah, preparation to tefillah, before shacharit, in Shabbat, or in other times. This piyut is a piyut of dawn. It's a piyut that, through that you try to enter a meaningful prayer. And the first phrase is very clear, it's very straightforward. It says, pay attention to your soul. Simu lev al neshama. And this place is a soulful place. It's an honor also to sing this evening with you. And we were thinking, what tune would we pick? Because as you know, many piyutim, this place knows, can have 10 or 20 different tunes coming from all around the world. And we can go around the world with one piyut, with one text. So we said, okay, maybe let's take the tune from Aleppo, Chalev. It could be a bit heavy for this evening. Okay, maybe let's go to Algeria. That could be a bit light. So in the end, we met in the middle in Breslav. So we're going to sing Odela Levav Choker, Simu Lev al Neshama, pay attention to your soul, by the Breslav Nigun. You can say Breslav Bularia. שימו לב על הנשמה לשם שבוע החלמה ואורה כאור החמה שבעתיים כאור בוקר
צרות מחודשת בטלית ותוטפת כמו חלה מקושטת תמיד בבוקר הנאמן בפקדונו יחזירנה לו כרצונו איש לא גבה בעוונו וירא ויהי בוקר עולה לעת לבוקר לרון יחד לרון יחד לרון יחד לרון יחד כוכבי אשר נפשו לא הגיע, אז יזכה לאור הבוקר.
נועם אדון מלך הזאת, נזכרו בשנה הזאת.
נשמחות תחת פגזות, בוקר תשמע קולי בוקר. ברון יחד, ברון יחד, בבוקר לבוקר, ברון יחד, ברון יחד, ברון יחד, ברון יחד,
So for some reason, a lot of the songs that we're singing around this were written like 400 years ago in the area of Tzfat. It's like when the Kabbalah, when the emerges and becomes the seeking of a, in a way, mysterious seeking for healing, I think in a way, healing of the people, healing of the love story of the two beloved, the divine beloved lovers that are inseparate, a love story that is broken, has been broken. And how do we heal it? And some of the ways to heal it is by song. By song and prayer. And this piyut written by Rabbi Israel Najara, one of the greatest poets that we had in history. It's a love story, it's a love poem, it's a love song, like most of his songs. And Rabbi Israel Najara was a very unique figure because he knew how to connect, to bridge different worlds and different dimensions. He was a poet, he was a musician, he was a rabbi. Does that sound familiar? And he had that ability of connecting worlds, connecting people, and crossing borders, taking Arab music or Turkish music or Ladino music, putting it into sacred Hebrew songs. He was criticized for that. But his path, his way, he opened a new era in Jewish history of prayer, of music, and poetry. And we'll sing a few of his love songs tonight. It's also this night is about, I think, about everything. It's a love song. So, Yonati Ziri Fatech. And this tune comes from Afghanistan. Did you know there was a Jewish community there? A few hundred years.
זיו יפעתך, דם הליך, סיל וחימור.
יונתי זיו יפעתך, דם הליך, סיל וחימור.
ואני לאהבתך אשיר שיר על עלמות.
ואני לאהבתך אשיר שיר על עלמות.
אני לאהבתך אשיר שיר על עלמות.
נבע מכל עלמות, נבע מכל עלמות.
נעבדו לתשוקתך באהבה ביתנו מור.
נעבדו לתשוקתך באהבה ביתנו מור.
נעבדו לתשוקתך באהבה ביתנו מור.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות אמור אהבה.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות בו אהבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה.
מתברך לי ערבה, מתברך לי ערבה.
מתברך לי ערבה, מתברך לי ערבה.
שיר שרים ונוגנים, הוגים עוז ותעצומות.
שיר שרים ונוגנים, הוגים עוז ותעצומות.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות בו אהבה.
שפתותייך שושנים נוטפות אמור אהבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה.
עינייך כמו יונים בוערות אש להבה. מתברך לי ערבה, מתברך לי ערבה.
שיר שרים ונוגנים הוגים עוז ותעצומות.
בשיר שרים ונוגנים, הוגים עוז ותעצומות. נדדו לי תשוקתך.
אל ירפו ידייך עוד צביה, אל תיראי
את יתר צונך לפקוד, ישראל מקוראי.
את יתר צונך אפקוד, ישראל מקוראי.
ארעם בכל הרבעי, ארעם בכל הרבעי. השיבם לארץ נאות, הושיעה לנשמות.
השיבם לארץ נאות, הושיעה לנשמות.
נבע מכל עלמות, נבע מכל עלמות. נדדו לתשוקתך מאהבה ביתנו מור. נדדו לתשוקתך מאהבה ביתנו מור.
The next song is called Pequeño Vals Vienés, a poem by Federico Garcia Lorca that later became one of Leonard Cohen's most haunting songs, called Take This Waltz. Leonard Cohen was deeply drawn to Lorca's poetry, to its beauty, its longing, and its darkness, and in many ways felt himself to be in conversation with Lorca across languages and generations. There is something dreamlike about this piece, tender, mysterious, and slightly unsettling, like a waltz heard from far away. En Viena hay 10 muchachas, un hombre donde solloza la muerte y un bosque de palomas disecadas. Hay un fragmento de la mañana en el museo de la escarcha. Hay un salón con 1000 ventanas. Ay, 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 ay. Toma este vals, este vals, este vals con la boca cerrada.
En Viena hay 4 espejos donde juegan tu boca y los ecos. Hay una muerte para piano que pinta de azul a los muchachos. Hay mendigos por los tejados, hay frescas guirnaldas de llanto. Ay, 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 ay. Toma este vals, este vals, este vals que se muere en mis brazos.
Este vals, este vals, este vals, este vals de sí, de muerte y de coñac que moja su cola en el mar. Porque te quiero, amor mío, en el desván donde juegan los niños, soñando viejas luces de Hungría, por los rumores de la tarde tibia, viendo ovejas y lirios de nieve, por el silencio oscuro de tu frente. Ay, 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 ay. Toma este vals, este vals, este vals de quebrada cintura.
En Viena bailaré contigo con un disfraz que tenga cabeza de río. Mira qué orillas tengo de jacintos. Dejaré mi boca entre tus piernas, mi alma en fotografías y azucenas, y en las ondas oscuras de tu andar. Quiero, amor mío, dejar violines de pulso, las cintas de mar. Oh, quiero, amor mío,
dejar violín y sepulcro, las cintas de vals. Ay, 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 ay. Toma este vals, este vals, este vals, te quiero siempre. Este vals, este vals, este vals, este vals de sí, de muerte y de coñac que moja su cola en el mar. Este vals, que moja su cola en el mar.
There's an attic where children are playing, where I've gotta lay down with you soon, in a dream of Hungarian lanterns in the mist of a sweet afternoon. And I'll see what you've chained to your sorrow, all your sheep and your lilies of snow. Take this waltz, take this waltz. With it, I'll never forget you, you know.
Thank you. The next song is by the Uruguayan singer-songwriter Jorge Drexler, called Milonga del Moro Judío, the ballad of the Moorish Jew. Drexler speaks beautifully about the complexity of identity, that human beings are not just one thing. We carry multiple histories, cultures, languages, memories, and inheritances within us. That idea speaks to me very personally. My own life has been shaped by different cultures, languages, and musical worlds. And over the years, I've come to understand that our identities are not diminished by complexity, but enriched by it. I have always lived at the intersection of different worlds and traditions, and music has often been the place where those worlds meet most naturally and beautifully. This song, this milonga, resists the idea that we must choose only one identity, one tribe, one side. It is a song about shared humanity, about crossing boundaries, and about refusing hatred. The song says, there is no stone in the world that is worth a human life. There is no death that does not hurt me. There is no winning side. There is nothing but pain and another life that slips away. I'd like to invite Ari to join me. Milonga del Moro Judío.
Por cada muro un lamento en Jerusalén, la adorada, y 1000 vidas malgastadas por cada mandamiento.
Yo soy polvo de tu viento, y aunque sangro de tu herida, cada piedra querida guarda mi amor más profundo.
No hay una piedra en el mundo que valga lo que una vida. Yo soy un moro judío que vive con los cristianos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos.
No hay muerto que no me duela, no hay un bando ganador, no hay nada más que dolor y otra vida que se vuela.
Ay, la guerra de la escuela, no importa el disfraz que viste, perdonen que no me aliste bajo ninguna bandera. Vale más cualquier quimera que un trozo de tela triste. Yo soy un moro judío que vive con los cristianos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. Nadie le di permiso para matar en mi nombre. Un hombre no es más que un hombre, y si hay Dios, así lo quiso.
El mismo suelo que piso seguirá. Yo me habré ido rumbo también del olvido. No hay doctrina que no valga,
Y no hay pueblo que no se haya creído el pueblo elegido. Yo soy un moro judío que vive con los cristianos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos.
soy un moro judío
Que vive con los cristianos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. No sé qué Dios es el mío, ni cuáles son mis hermanos. Soy un moro judío que vive con los cristianos.
Chazan Ari Priven, Rabbi Roly Matalon. The next artist being featured is someone that whose melodies I heard as a teenager in Israel, but I didn't know they were his. And he's also Roly's oud teacher, and he's one of the great oud masters of the world. He's a beautiful composer. He lives in New Jersey. We sing a few of his songs, a few of his melodies here, where we fit liturgy to on the high holidays, and we sing on Shabbat. And it's my great honor to invite to the stage Mr. Aradink Jian.
We're big fans. You know, as a proud Jerusalemite, I'm asking myself sometimes, I mean, what could be special about Jewish life outside of Jerusalem? What do you have to offer? I'm looking at the stage in this evening, wow, this is quite unique. Having these masters from all around the world coming together, playing music, soulful music, coming together in this synagogue, in this intention, this is quite unique. It's a lesson. I mean, a lot to take from that, and a lot of that is, of course, has to do with you, Habibi. Your personality brings us together. As you said before, your borders, your open borders, beyond any definition, your ability creates a very unique language, and this is really something very, very to cherish and to learn from. So thank you again. Thank everyone. So we're going to sing another love song by Rabbi Israel Najara, and he says, Ya'arat devash leshonech, honeycomb on your tongue, levana kalevana, you're white as the moon. Arvu li shirei gionech pitzchi li shiur ranana. He's asking, the lover, the beloved, is asking his beloved to open her mouth to rediscover the song, her song that was lost, that was broken. He longs for that song. And from that song, you will enter a new time. Your time will arise. Shoshana, beautiful rose. Agdil sesonech, your joy will come back, will arise, will open up. Shoshana ra'anana, you will renew yourself. And this tune comes from really close to the Sahara, this area in Morocco called Tafilalt. This dynasty of, maybe you heard Rabbi Israel, Rabbi Yaakov Abuchatzera, the Abuchatzera family coming from that area. They were all mystical rabbis and were all also poets. In this case, the poet is Najara, coming from Tzfat, but the tune is coming from that area of the Sahara, and it's in a way very American, because you know most of the American music comes from that area, from Africa. I'm sure you know. Also Ireland maybe, but a lot of, all the blues, the gospel, the rhyme, where is it coming from? So this tune from the Sahara for Ya'arat Devash, I think, comes very natural here.
Ya'arat devash al leshonech levanacha levana
Tamir Lazimane Ahare Benotech Adna Shoshana, Nisesone, Shoshana, Shoshana, Nisesone, Shoshana.
אין ספני
Going to sing now one of my favorite piyutim, written 1,000 years ago in Spain by Rabbi Shlomo ibn Gabirol. And this poem, which is 1,000 years old, is more relevant now than perhaps ever before. We sing it here at BJ. It's called Kol Beruwe Mala Umata. And this is a poem about oneness. We live in such a fragmented world. Everybody's fighting with everybody else. We're divided within ourselves, divided in our communities, divided in our country, divided across the world. And this poem reminds us that at the foundation of everything, we are one. We're part of the one. We're fighting, but if we would think a little bit harder and deeper, we would know and we would feel that in a very, very deep level of reality, everything is one. And we're all connected. And as Yair said, we all come from different roots and different traditions. We all were born on this stage. Many of us in different religions, at least 4. And we are one, and we are harmony, and we are together. And this is what this beautiful poem reminds us of over and over again. And the more we sing it, the more I think we realize that that is so. Kol Beruwe.
Ya Amon, 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 كل بروي ما على ومعتا يعيدون يجدون كلام كحاد أدوناي حاد وشمو حاد שלושים ושתיים נתיבו שבילך לכל ויסודה יספרו גודלה מהם יכירו כי הכל שלך
לבבות בחושבן עולם בנוי ימצאו כל יש בלתך שנוי במספר במשקל הכל מנוי כולם נקטנו מרועה אחד יעידו יגידו כולם כאחד אדוני אחד ושמו
כאחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. יעידון יגידון כולם כאחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
ובתורתך אדוני אלוהינו כתוב לאמור
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד.
I'd like to invite back to our collective, Daphna Moore, Chazan Ari Priven, and Chazan Basia Shechter.
So I just want to say what a delight and what an honor it is to get to be back in the sanctuary after 7 years. It's such a... And I just want this powerful community to know that I have been carrying your tremendous spirit and the songs and the way that I was formed in this sanctuary all the way in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it has been keeping me warm. Woo! So I think I get to introduce the chestnut. Many of us are familiar. We're accustomed to singing Dror Yikra around the Shabbat table. Its meter and its biblical Hebrew make it one of our most accessible piyutim. But I want you to know that Dror Yikra, when it was written in the 10th century, was a poetic revolution. Dunash ben Labrat combined the poetic conventions that had been boxing in, I'm going to say it, had been boxing in Hebrew poetry for many years and combined it with the meter of Arabic poetry. And he opened the door to the golden age of piyutim. So this poem that we sing that we're so familiar with, was actually a portal that gave us the poetry that we get to sing today. And so Dunash ben Labrat was a polyglot, and he was a student of many cultures. And it's amazing how much becomes possible when you make yourself a student of the multivocal, cacophonous world around us. And I have seen that magic ability to bring together disparate traditions and to hear the harmonies in you, Roly, and here at BJ. You are a master of this alchemy of sensing the synergy and allowing those synergies to transform community and tradition. And I treasure that instinct, that courage, that chutzpah, and I have learned so much from you. In our own time, this urge to turn to our neighbors, to learn and collaborate, is a treasure. Dror Yikra comes to remind us that there are deep roots of learning from and being transformed by our neighbors in our tradition. This isn't a new idea. It's thousands of years old, and it's how poetry stays alive. So we'll sing this beautiful piyut to a Bretzlav Nigun.
לבנים בת ואין צורכם כמו בת נעים שינכם לא יהיו ושבת, שבו ונוחו ביום שבת.
דרוש נביא ולהביא, ועוד ישעשני. נתח סורק בתוך כרמי, נתח סורק בתוך כרמי, שנשמה בני עמי.
דרוך פורה 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 בתוך בוצרה, וגם בבל אשר גברה.
צרי 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 באפל רב, שמע קולי ביום אקרא.
אלוהים תן במדבר הדס שיטה בראש תדהר, ולמזהיר ולנזהר, שלומים תן כמי נהר.
הדוח כמה ידוך, כמה ידוך, כמה יקנה, במות לבב ובגינה. ונרחיב פה וממלאנה, ונרחיב פה וממלאנה, לשוננו וחרינה.
חוכמה 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 לנפשך, והיא חטא לראשך.
נצור מצווה מצווה קדושך, שמו שבת קודשך.
Daphne Moore on recorders. Ala Dinkjian on oud. Ismail Lomanovsky on the clarinet. Shoko Nagai on accordion. Satoshi Takeshi on percussion. Chazan Basya Schechter. Chazan Ari Priven. Rabbi Uri Kreuzer. Yair Arel. Rabbi Ariel Lekach Rosenberg. Rabbi Roly Matalon.
Dan Nadel.
This was going to be the concert where I don't have to talk. But someone said
Dan
I
did
should.
a very, very beautiful work on this concert.
Very beautiful.
Dan
Very
Nadel.
beautiful. Thank you. This next song, our last song for this set, El Ram Chassinia, written by a poet whose name is no longer known to us, is a favorite of the Jewish community of Afghanistan. It recounts the merits of our forebears and imagines a time of communal restoration and prosperity. We sing in here at BJ during Sukkot as we implore an all-powerful God to hasten redemption upon the 12 tribes of Israel and upon God's world. This is the second melody from Afghanistan performed tonight. Together with texts and melodies from literally all corners of the Jewish diaspora and the land of Israel. But if we hadn't told you tonight where each had originated, perhaps it wouldn't have been so obvious. Perhaps it all felt to you, as it did to us, like a home. This stage and this community and this city are filled with people whose ancestors crossed oceans and migrated many times and carry layers of identities and stories. We carry the pride and the pain and the hopes. All of these texts and melodies tell a narrative that could only emerge from the story of the Jewish people, but within which is also embedded a prophetic message of healing and love to humanity and the world. This message, and Roly, as a central bearer of it for the past 40 years, are at the core of this house, B'nai Jeshurun. And BJ and Roly and all of you and all of us are what we've coalesced around for months and years and decades, and have all made the choice to do so again and again and again. This message to all of you and all of us is what brought all of us here from Argentina, Syria, Ukraine, Japan, Poland, Iraq, Macedonia, Israel, Anatolia, North America, New York City. We, each of us, are not one thing, but these songs remind us that we are one. This is El Ram Chasinia, all-powerful God upon high.
حاسينيا شخن عالية الغم حاسينيا شخن عالية الغم حاسينيا شخن عالية الغم حاسينيا شخن عالية ماهراقو اللي عم شفتيا ماهراقو اللي عم شفتيا ماهراقو اللي عم شفتيا
صبرام قال لك كتني علم اللي صبرام قال لك كتني علم اللي صبرام قال لك كتني علم اللي صبرام قال لك كتني علم لابن ابراهام عم بخر له يا لابن ابراهام عم بخر له يا لابن ابراهام بخر له يا بحر له يا أمبا بحر له يا بحر له يا أمبا بحر له يا أمبا بحر له يا
شوخ باشا
شوخ باشا حق بمرتيحة شوخ שלך, שלך הדייה. חזק ואסף לבית יוסף, חזק ואסף לבית יוסף. חזק ואסף לבית יוסף, חזק ואסף לבית יוסף. חזק ואסף לבית יוסף, חזק ואסף לבית יוסף. ירבו כגפן פוריה, ירבו ויפרו כגפן פוריה, ירבו ויפרו כגפן פוריה, גפן גפן פוריה, גפן גפן פוריה, ירבו ויפרו כגפן פוריה, גפן גפן פוריה, גפן גפן פוריה. אל רמחסיה שוכן עליה, אל רמחסיה שוכן עליה, אל רמחסיה שוכן עליה, אל רמחסיה שוכן עליה. מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, מהרה גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה, גואל לעם שבטיה.
First of all, would you want to belong to a community? You, Roly, not as a rabbi.
I do belong to a community.
Why? Why would you want to? In a city like New York, you have friends everywhere. You have 15 blocks down, 20 blocks down, some of the greatest music in the world.
I think that I need a community in order to form ladders, perhaps knowing that we will never reach the multicolored bird. But there's a need in me, I think, in most of us here, to keep trying to connect to other people who are in the same search, to be able to keep me human and striving for holiness together with my community, to be able to search and, yes, disagree, but to be able to do my share in the continuation of the Jewish chain.
We met, if I'm not mistaken, at the Seminario Rabbinico in Argentina. We were both young, passionate about Judaism. And there he was, this guy with long beard and long hair.
Long red hair and a red beard.
It was a combination of a hippie and, already observant.
Kind of a rock star. And wearing these clogs, these shoes from Sweden. Who in Argentina wears that? Nobody.
That was Roly.
The place of religion, the sanctuary, the synagogue, the church, must also be a place of agitation.
When he was young, very young, a child, he was very emotional about religion.
Well, he said to me that he's like a grandma on a motorcycle. The grandma part is like a deeply traditional, rigid, kind of old school in certain ways, committed to kind of the way things are right. And then he has this motorcycle part of him, which is just about kind of breaking barriers and not resting on laurels and not being static.
I think he has a deep sense of the way Judaism and religions can infuse life with meaning and purpose.
When I travel around the country and I go to different synagogues, I am forever amazed to experience the impact that BJ has had throughout these places. Unbeknownst to them, Marshall and Roly are responsible for that.
The beauty of his vision and his spiritual work, both personally and also what he gives to the world and to our community, but also to Judaism, is that it's not always going to be easy and that we can stretch.
His legacy is modeling a rabbinate that uniquely combined humility, connection to people, and connection to God above.
Roly has an exquisite taste for music, exquisite taste for opening a text and looking at things that you don't normally see, and a relentless urge to believe that we could do better.
That's what allowed him to be the consistent driver of this community for 40 years.
I think I saw him do many different things and be many things to many different people. And I think it made a very big impression on me.
The deep faith, the belief in what he's doing, his values that shape what he's done at BJ, and also how that shows up at home. It's been a really amazing experience to kind of get to have both sides of that.
I think Roly was the first person that I had in my life that I could actually see the term rabbi in a positive way.
Love for the humankind. It's something that for me and for us in Israel, the option of being this kind of community. It was a role model for us.
It was a nice journey, and a journey of growth, and a journey of seeing both my own growth, Roly's growth, and also seeing the growth of BJ, kind of coinciding.
Roly is a blessing. He was a blessing to his mother, is a blessing for me and for the whole family.
I'm a very lucky person to have been with him. Now you want to make me cry.
It's very powerful to move from having someone as your teacher and your boss to someone who's a partner and a deep friend.
I think one of the biggest blessings of my life is that I've had him and have him and will have him as a teacher for the rest of my life.
It was the best investment I ever made, ever, in my entire life.
He said he would never agree to this. Erev Tov to everyone, good evening. What a holy night. This beautiful sanctuary filled with this precious BJ community coming together to celebrate 40 years of Roly's service and leadership. In this room and online are 40 years of memories, countless expressions of gratitude and an outpouring of love. I want to thank all the people that made tonight possible, beginning with Don Nadell, who curated this concert in a remarkable way, all the musicians and friends who came from near and far, Uri, Yair, Ariel, Ara, Daphna, Basia, Satoshi, Ismail, and Shoko, to our AV team, Demetrius, Liz, Cody, and Wes, and to Dave Mintz and Lisa Adler in particular, and all the BJ staff, from our finance team to our operations team, all the people who make this possible, who made every detail happen. And finally, to Bob Cantor and Max Orenstein for the extraordinary video. Thank you. The conversation between Roly and Marshall that opens the video, I think, is about a Hasidic story told by the Kutzker Rebbe. It's one of Roly's favorites. All souls descend a ladder from heaven to earth. Once they have arrived, the ladder is removed. But then the souls are bidden to move upward. They are called again and again. So they go about looking for the ladder. Some people give up, for how can one ascend to heaven without a ladder? There are, however, those souls that are resolved not to fail. They throw themselves towards heaven, but fall. They try repeatedly until they too give up the struggle. Yet wise people maintain that since no ladder is to be found, there is no alternative. What we are called upon to do, we must do. Whatever may happen, we must continue to strive upward until God has mercy and draws us up. It is no surprise to me that Roly and Marshall were talking about that story in 1992, and it is no coincidence that we shared that story at Ne'ilah this past year because Roly loves it so, and now I do too. But I think for all of us, Roly has spent 40 years sharing this story, not only because he wanted to be in a community of people striving upward, demanding that God have mercy upon us. It is because for all those years, and most certainly for the 30 years that I have known him, first as my teacher, then spiritual partner and most beloved Chavruta, he has been bidden upward. He has been called again and again and again. His father, who I know wished he could be here tonight, said that that has been true of him since he was a child. He has thrown himself towards the heavens, leading this community day in and day out. He has been relentless in that pursuit, dedicated, disciplined, rising and falling and rising and falling and jumping again. We all have been taught to strive upward, to long for something more, a connection to God, a vision of a world filled with justice and dignity and peace, and all the while singing and praying, studying and building together, much because Roly has been our rabbi. Midrash Rabbah in the opening of this week's parasha, Shlach Lecha, teaches, She'en lecha chaviv lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, כשליח שמשתלח לעשות מצווה ונותן נפשו כדי שיצליח בשליחותו. Nothing is more beloved before the Holy One than a messenger sent to do a mitzvah who gives all of himself, literally risks his life for the mission to succeed. This has been the story of Rabbi Roly Matalon at BJ for 40 years. His shlichut has been exquisite in its breadth and depth. He has given all of himself, body and soul, heart, head, and hand. And we all have been immensely touched and inspired. It seems impossible to find the words to thank you adequately, to celebrate you enough, although I know you're done with the celebrations. Only 2 more days, I promise, to send you on your way to your next shlichut with abundant blessing. However, there was no doubt that whatever we did to honor you, it would have to come with a song. Song has been at the center of your prayer, and prayer has been the center of your singing. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, the teacher of your teacher, wrote, "Man cannot live without a song. You have lived profoundly with song, and because of you, we have too. So if you remember those beautiful teachings that many of the fellows offered on the Fellows Shabbat and Retreat at the end of April, here they are in a book. Those teachings were not just psukim of words of Torah that expressed how much your Torah has meant to us. They were shared with your dear friend Yair Harel, who wrote a piyut inspired by them. His first, by the way. And here is the piyut in a piece of art. And tonight, we are so excited to sing it for you. Ma ahavnu Toratecha. Oh, how we have loved your Torah, Roly. Ma ahavnu shirecha. Oh, how we have loved your songs.
It's a good thing that we're singing it together because I'm not sure I'm going to cross until the end. But we'll try. Acrostics, Yosef Ben Yaakov. That's a long name. 10 phrases. Thank you, Felicia, for the accurate invitation and the honor to try and write this piyut and to compose it. Here it is. ירבה השלום ותשרה שכינה אחי ורעי אהובים שמעונה אשיר בכל לב לאיש האמונה ותקרא את שמו יוסף והשלום ותשרה שכינה אחי ורעי אהובים שמעונה אשיר בכל לב לאיש האמונה ותקרא את שמו יוסף וישמע את הקול אשר בו מדבר לך אל זה המקום לך אל תאחר כי שם עצמך גם תמצא לו אחר ויאמר אלוהים אל יוסף סודות ובינה ושירה נשמה ולכל חכם לב נתתי חוכמה מסביר כזוהר ומאיר כחמה ויהי אדוני את יוסף יגיד תהילות בשפתיו רננה בקולו תחינה ובעוד מנגינה שחוק פינו מלא ולשוננו רינה ואל התיבה בא יוסף ברכות עצומות אוהביו יסררו ובני עדתו שיר תורה יביעו יבורך מפיכו חברת בני ישורון וישראל אהב את יוסף אבות התורה נחלת אמונה לימד לאחד רוב חוכמה ובינה ומתלמידיו גם קיבל מתנה ויאמר עליהם יוסף יבוא טוב אליו ורבתו יקבל יאיר את דרכו ונרו לא יהל תקובל לפילתו ורצון לפניהם תעבור אותם לאור יוסף
קולו כשופר הקורא בדרוע, ומה אלוהיך הוא דורש ידיעה עדות אשר ראיתי ועושה קמלו בחברה וגירשו המצווה חדשו הברית והרבו אהבה עיניים ללב עוררו מתנומה ויער אותם יוסף ברכת חברים על ראשך פעמיים כעץ השתול על פלגי המים אהוב ואחר ורצו אל השמיים עלי העין בפורת יוסף ברכת חברים על ראשך פעמיים כעץ השתול על פלגי המים אהוב ואחר ורצו אל השמיים עלי בן פורת יוסף.
You're not gonna get away without me saying a few words. I'm quite overwhelmed. I never expected or imagined anything like this. And the gratitude and love that I have received and felt over the last few months and weeks and tonight is an enormous gift that I will treasure forever and never ever imagined I would receive. So before going any further, I want to express my huge gratitude to the extraordinary musicians and singers who participated in tonight's concerts. Music has been at the very heart of my rabbinate and of the spiritual life of BJ for so many years. And to be surrounded tonight by these beloved people is profoundly moving to me. If I'm ever granted a few moments in Gan Eden, I can think of no greater joy than spending them in your company, making music and singing together. Thank you, Dan, Sato, and Ismail for the incredible gift of being together every Shabbat. Thank you, my dear teacher Ara. From you I learned not only about music and playing the oud, but also from your deep humanity. Thank you, Basia, Daphna, Shoko, and Ariel. I hold on to so many beautiful moments that we shared over the years. I want to especially thank my beloved soul friends, Yair and Uri, who traveled from Israel to be here this evening, and with whom I have journeyed for many years through the world of prayer and piyut. Your friendship and your presence tonight mean more to me than I can fully express. There are moments in life that are difficult to absorb while one is living them. Tonight is one of those moments for me. For 40 years, this rabbinate, this vocation, this calling has asked of me my entire heart and soul. And this is precisely why I have loved my work and my service so much. It has been glorious and challenging, demanding and beautiful. It has brought moments of profound joy and meaning, and also moments of difficulty, heartbreak, uncertainty, and struggle. Through all of it, I have learned so much about Torah, about the human soul, about community, about prayer, about leadership, about the ongoing dialogue between heaven and earth, and of course also about myself. And tonight, as I stand here, I am very keenly aware that I do not leave empty-handed. I live with glorious memories, with relationships that have shaped my life, with the privilege of having accompanied and guided generations of people through moments of joy and sorrow, celebration and grief, with a profound sense of gratitude and love for the rabbinate and for this extraordinary BJ community. My heart tonight is overflowing. Odeh Adonai bechol levav. I thank God with all my heart for the privilege and blessing of this journey, for the people who walked it with me, and for the blessing of having served and led this amazing community for 40 years. I want to begin by thanking my beloved rabbi, teacher, and mentor, Rabbi Marshall Meyer, alav shalom. Marshall was my childhood rabbi, and he became my inspiration and role model for the rabbinate. Marshall opened countless doors for me, doors in my soul, in my mind, and in my understanding of what the rabbinate could and should be. He showed me a Judaism of passion, moral courage, intellectual seriousness, compassion, and spiritual depth. And he literally opened the doors of BJ for me. Together with Judy Peck, whose vision and determination made possible the rebirth of this community, Marshall invited me to join this extraordinary journey at a moment when BJ was just beginning to re-emerge, a moment when the future was uncertain, but filled with possibility. I spent my first years here by Marshall's side, learning from him the essential building blocks of my rabbinate. When Marshall died, I was profoundly bereaved. It was an enormously painful moment for me personally and for those of us who were here at the time. I was fortunate that Ari was already here. Together, with prayer and music, and with the support and love of so many people in this community, we continued forward through a difficult but sacred transition. Ari, we connected through singing when you were part of the youth group at our synagogue in Buenos Aires. I met you when you were about 15 or 16. Your music, your beautiful neshama, and your friendship have accompanied BJ and accompanied me for 37 years. There are no words to express my gratitude for what you have given all of us. Then came the extraordinary years of partnership with Marcelo. We became best friends 50 years ago, and already then we started dreaming of working together one day. And we were blessed to make that dream a reality. Together we helped unfold this community and reveal its extraordinary spiritual potential. Those beautiful years were filled with friendship, creativity, vision, laughter, learning, prayer, struggle, and immense love for this community. Together, we created the Rabbinic Fellowship, which over the years has helped form 32 remarkable rabbis and 2 rabbis-to-be. To watch younger rabbis grow into a rabbinic leadership driven by vision, passion, and moral seriousness has been one of the greatest privileges of my rabbinate. Marcelo, I'm so grateful for your friendship and for all that we built together. Among those rabbinic fellows was Felicia. I will say a few words about her in a moment. I also want to express my deep gratitude to Becca, who joined our rabbinic partnership in 2020, the beginning of COVID, and has been an extraordinary gift to BJ. Becca, your warmth, your love of Torah and the Jewish tradition, and the spiritual energy you bring to prayer and community have enriched all of us. It has been a true joy and blessing to work alongside you. And I'm also thrilled that Alex, another alum of the fellowship, will soon join the spiritual leadership of BJ and help lead this community into its future. I also want to express my profound gratitude to the leadership of this congregation throughout these 40 years. I've had the privilege of serving alongside 14 presidents, and I want to thank each of them and honor them tonight with deep respect and gratitude for their incredible service to our community. Judy Peck, Virginia Slivka, Marcy Grau, Richard Janvey, David Hirsch, Sarah Litt, Ted Becker, Susan Kipper, Jonathan Adelsberg, Jeannie Blaustein, Irv Rosenthal, Alan Mantle, Suzanne Schechter, and Eileen Rosenthal. And countless board members, committee chairs, volunteers, and extraordinary staff members whose wisdom, generosity, devotion, hard work, and love made possible everything we built together. BJ has never been the work of one person. It has always been a sacred collective effort, created by hundreds and hundreds of people who give their commitment, their hearts, their time, their financial resources, and their love to this community. Thank you to each of you. After completing the fellowship, Felicia joined Marcelo and me 25 years ago as our rabbinic partner and became the first woman to serve as a rabbi at BJ. For the past 9 years, it has been my privilege to co-lead this community with you. I have enormous admiration for you, for your inner strength and spiritual depth, for your compassion and moral clarity, for your courage, integrity, humility, and extraordinary dedication to the rabbinate and to this community, and for your profound love of learning, prayer, and your commitment to the constant unfolding of a Torah, שדרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום, a Torah whose ways are ways of pleasantness and whose paths are peace. Our partnership, our learning, and our dialogue over the years, the ongoing shaping of BJ's vision, and the moments of challenge we have faced together have enriched me immensely and have significantly deepened my rabbinate. I am deeply, deeply grateful for your friendship, your steadfast support, and for always having my back. And I am especially grateful for the generous and moving ways in which you have helped honor my service and leadership over these past months. It has been a beautiful gift. I will treasure it forever. As I prepare to step aside, I do it with full trust in your leadership and with great faith in BJ's future and in all that awaits it as it enters its third century. The community is incredibly fortunate to have you as its rabbi and leader. I know that you will continue to guide BJ with wisdom, courage, humility, and genuine spiritual devotion. And finally, I want to thank my family. I begin with my mother, Zichrona Livracha, and my father. May he enjoy many more years of good life. My parents loved coming to BJ every time they visited us from Argentina and took great pride in my work and my leadership. No one serves in the rabbinate alone. The people closest to us carry its joys and its weight alongside us, often quietly and invisibly. To Talia, Yahel, and Maya, thank you for your love, your patience, your support, your understanding, and your strength throughout all these years. You have sustained me in more ways than I can ever fully express. Whatever I was able to give this community was only possible because of the love and grounding you gave me. Our home has been a source of joy, as well as a refuge, a source of strength and comfort in difficult moments. And you have kept me intellectually and morally honest. We also have been blessed by the presence of Jonathan and Yona and by our two beautiful grandchildren, Moises and Julian, with whom I look forward to spending precious and meaningful time in the years ahead. Tonight, more than anything else, I feel gratitude. Gratitude for having been given the privilege of serving this sacred community for 40 years. Gratitude for the people who walked this journey with me. Gratitude for all we have created together, and gratitude for the love that fills this room tonight. And as I leave this role, there is one final responsibility I want to name. As you know, and you heard it earlier from Eileen, we are in the midst of our bicentennial campaign, Sacred Space, Sacred Future, a campaign for the buildings and for the long-term spiritual and financial sustainability of BJ. This campaign is both a practical necessity and an act of commitment to BJ's future, an expression of love for the generations who will find their way here long after we are gone. It is my fervent wish, perhaps my final request, that you support this effort as generously as you possibly can. A huge thank you to all who have already given so generously. For 40 years, BJ has been my spiritual home and the home of so many souls searching for God, meaning, prayer, learning, connection, justice, and compassion. Together, we have tried to build a community worthy of that sacred calling. My prayer for BJ is that it will always remain a place of spiritual longing, spiritual depth, and moral courage, where prayer and music open hearts and souls, and where every human being is treated with dignity, tenderness, and love. Thank you for allowing me the privilege of being part of this extraordinary journey. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your love. And thank you for these amazing 40 years. Thank you.
ישמח חתני ביקלם אוני, יישא ברכה בית אדוני. ישמח חתני ביקלם אוני, יישא ברכה בית אדוני. שתה ימלא תאוות ליבו, מגן מצינה יעשה ליבו, ויער אותו וישר נתיבו, למצוא ולמצוא רגע אמונה. ישמח חתני ביקלם אוני, יישא ברכה בית אדוני. ישמח חתני ביקלם אוני, יישא ברכה בית אדוני.
I want to remind you that tomorrow evening is Shabbat. You're all invited to come at 6:45 to pray together and continue to sing and pray and elevate our souls together. Please come tomorrow, 6:45.
I'm happy you were born. Thank you so much. I was so happy to see you.